Back for segment number 3 here in the World Center of Broadcast Media, broadcasting from our Hollywood location here, Hollywood and Vine, where there's a bunch of crazy folks walking out right outside. Let's be honest, Mark.
It is entertaining.
Entertaining is one way to put it. Some people would say basically it's an episode of Cops.
Hey, or we could bring back Ringling Brothers.
We're not bringing back Ringling Brothers, the Elephants, or Warren Sapp, you punk. Right, people talking earlier about Warren Sapp. Is it when your time is up, Mark, when you're done playing and you're not working for a network, should you just shut your mouth and not chime in about other kids that are getting their opportunity?
Well, I mean, obviously he's trying to get back in, but I would say, go away or do something good for the sport.
Yeah, instead of just looking for someone. He's the TMZ right now of this. And now we're going to talk about, we're going right back here quickly to NASCAR because we just ended the last segment too, going from NFL now to turning left, again, NASCAR. Danica Patrick, somebody, when you look at what NASCAR has done, we're talking about the mistakes that NASCAR has made, and I think there have been plenty that they have made in the marketing section. I mean, they've made a lot of money as far as the family goes. They got television contracts. But let's be honest, the experiment of Danica Patrick has been a failure, and they will not admit it.
Yeah, you got to know when to say when, that's for sure. I mean, I guess it's like Ron was saying, as long as you're, if you get out of the sandbox if you're not going to play by our rules. And
it's all money. That was brought in. GoDaddy brought some money in when she came in. Tony Stewart took her on after she had a failed career in IndyCar.
I don't know what he was thinking.
Well, Tony was thinking, I'm going to sell more T-shirts and diecast, so he's going to make money. He's going to get a percentage of that GoDaddy money. I get that. But when it comes down to it, she's not competitive. The sport, they always say we're growing it by. Wouldn't you be better off getting a little girl from North Carolina that's grown up in the dirt track series, grown up in late models, and who has a legitimate love for the sport instead of someone that they consider to be attractive, which, by the way, if you've seen Danica Patrick in person, she's only about 17% better looking than Big Mark. And,
but, we maybe need to go north of the border and bring Amber Balkan in.
I would agree. Or anybody that's got North Carolina roots. There's a lot of little girls that grow up. There's a lot of great girl racers. Look in the NHRA. You can see champions that have already been crowned in that sport. And it's amazing that women are getting I said this before, she's hurting women more than helping women with her ineptitude. Danica Patrick is not good for sponsors. Danica Patrick is rude to fans. Danica Patrick, let's be honest, at the end of the day, she finishes slightly in front of me, and I don't have a goddamn car.
Yeah, she's a whiner.
And she always makes an excuse. It's never Danica Patrick's fault. It's never anybody's fault except the engineer, the engine manufacturer, or the crew, or some other driver. It's always the reason Danica doesn't win. You know why Danica doesn't win? Because Danica is a marginal talent at best. And again, 17, maybe 16.3% better looking than Big Mark, only at this point.
She's not.
And I'm just saying this to be honest. There are girls that do deserve this opportunity, but the longer that you have failure, the longer you don't have good results, it hurts a girl's chance, anybody's chance to have, but especially little girls. When people say, oh, it's a blanket thing, women can't, like Richard Petty had said, women do not deserve to have this shot in NASCAR. And he's wrong about that because there are a lot of women that can race.
No, I agree. If you got the talent, that's the thing about NASCAR. You don't need to have. Well, you got to have some endurance. You got to have some strength. I mean, it's
tough. Checkbook.
Yeah, that too. But you got to be able to. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman in this sport. I mean, you're either good or you're not good. Takes a little strength though too. I mean, you got to be able to have some endurance.
Well, here's the bottom line: when you don't get results, when you finish mid-pack all the time,
there is that.
How many years do you give it before you pull the pin? If Danica Patrick was a guy, she'd already been fired.
No, for sure. I agree.
Unless you have a sponsor. That's what NASCAR has done. They've created a huge basic deal where if you have money, you can race. I mean, there are several guys, and I won't bring them up at this point because it's not about that today. It's about the retirement of Dale Jr. But NASCAR's got big problems. When you look at the kids that are racing now, I mean, I love Joey Logano. He's a guy that stepped up. I absolutely love Kyle Busch. Kyle Larson's a great racer. There's a lot of good racers, but let's be honest. In some sports, it only translates if you have the personality. Some people may not like Kevin Harvick. He's a badass. He's the guy that I think could help. Kyle Busch could also help, and they're both champions. A lot of guys at this point of their stage of their careers, they're not Tony Stewart's. They're not Jeff Gordon's. Carl Edwards was twice a runner-up and could have won a championship and lost. He walked away from the sport. NASCAR has got a glaring, really huge hole right now because they just don't have the look of stability or interest. I know people that think it's completely boring now.
I know, and we just heard it from a racer now that it has become boring. People are tuning out, and
well, and at this point, we're talking. I'm going to just say this bluntly: is Danica Patrick the Jamarcus Russell of NASCAR? Came in with all the hype and delivered absolutely zero.
She's not quite that bad. That was bad.
You would know, my friend.
Yeah, that hurt. Oh, that hurt. But let's talk more about Dale's
his legacy.
Yeah,
I think Dale is going to go down in history as the best NASCAR driver never to win a championship. Maybe the best athlete never to win a championship.
Like a Dan Marino.
Maybe no, I think he's better than Dan Marino because Dan Marino got to the show one time, and Dan Marino was a colossal asshole to his teammates. He was pointing back, he would point fingers at guys when he would overthrow. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been a class act since he's come in here, and it's evident by him winning so many NASCAR in a row. I believe it's 12 or 13 most popular driver in NASCAR awards. We got about a minute to go before we're going to get to segment number 4 here.
There is that. He definitely is the face of NASCAR, and he's going to be missed in that way. But like I said, and I believe this, I think he's overrated. I mean, okay, yeah, he's had 19 wins, he's had 26 wins in 19 years.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, when you look at it, there's a lot of guys like one of his teammates, Michael Waltrip, who won his first race after 11 years, not even winning one. I'm going to say this: like in football, baseball, basketball, hockey, and those sports, 50% of the teams win every night. That doesn't happen in motorsports. 1 winner, 42 losers, which we're going to talk about. The car count has gone completely down. There aren't as many regular drivers. When we get back, we're going to talk about who is the best athlete in any sport not to win a championship and who's represented their sports best. When we get back, more Dale Earnhardt Jr. and maybe a surprise guest here coming up on Lug Nutzz TV on the World Center of Broadcast Media. More next.